Hi everyone. So today's video is about the second of the key values in my system, that is compassion. So compassion is another word that sometimes is misunderstood, maybe because it's thought that they can be spoken only in a context of religion or spirituality, while I believe is extremely relevant also in a workplace. So what do I mean by compassion? Let me start with a quote, because besides being a visual guy, I'm also very much a quote guy, because I'm convinced that billions of people have walked this earth before us, and 99.999% of the things that should have been said already, so we can reuse them. So this is something from Albert Einstein, that once said that the most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or hostile universe. So this guy has made pretty important decisions in his life, and he's tried to answer pretty important questions. So the fact that he mentioned something like that, I think needs to make us thinking about his words. And what I think this quote means is that assumptions are everything in our life. So we need to make sure that we got the right assumptions right before taking any action, or even before we process any piece of information that comes to us. What does it mean concretely to us? It means that very often we have bias. And I'll use another example, a famous study to talk about that. So while studying cognitive bias in people, some scientists asked a sample of people where they position themselves, rating against the average of the population on their skills about driving. And very interestingly, 80% of people rated themselves above average in driving skills. That's quite interesting, because it means that definitely 30% of this 80% can't be above average. Otherwise, there's no, the average would be different. So it's a very interesting fact. Very often we rate ourselves differently to others. We set the bar for ourselves and for others differently. And that's because we have more information about ourselves. We usually have a lot of context. We know why something is happening to us. We know why it's happening to us. We know all the history of our decisions. So we are very good at understanding why we can do something, we can't, and why some results are coming this way or another. Now, all of this very often is not done for others. So we set the bar very high and we have very high expectations. That is good. We shouldn't lower the bar on us or on others. That's not what this is about. But what this is about is for a second stopping and understanding that on the other side there is another human being with another history, with their problems, with their history, with their context, and that can allow us to have the right approach to whatever happens. So what compassion means effectively is starting with the right assumptions in mind, is accepting that everyone is trying. Everyone is trying, everyone makes mistakes continuously. We do personally, but everyone else is. And we are, because we need to try to evolve. We need to try to get better. No one actually masters anything to the very little tiny detail. There is always something that we can learn, and to learn we need to make mistakes. We need to try, see how it goes, make it better. It's a trial and error process. So if we accept that, this really changes everything, because in the moment in which we accept that this is how we want our life with others to be, when we feel this feeling of oh, but I was expecting more, this shouldn't result in frustration or judging others, or oh, I'm not in the right, I don't have the right colleagues, I don't have good enough colleagues, or my boss is not good enough, and all of that. But this should result in, oh, there is an opportunity. There is something I can do because I'm noticing something. That means that probably in this specific field, in this specific matters, if in this specific activity, I'm a bit more along the way. I've tried a bit more, and I can notice that there is a gap somewhere, so I can help. So we need to use this mindset always to spot the gaps. So it's not ignoring. Compassion is not ignoring that something needs to improve, but is accepting that this gap can only be closed through a collaborative environment. And when we spot the gap, means that we can make the difference in helping, because probably, or most likely, if we spot the gap, means that we've gone through this already, so we can help others to do this, so to close this gap of expectations against the objectives, against where we set the bar together. So again, the most important question that we need to keep asking ourselves is whether we believe we are in a friendly or an hostile universe. And I definitely choose friendly. I hope you do the same. See you soon. Have a good day.